Hello friends, welcome back to i4Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News, PlayStation Plus lost users after a new service launched, God of War reaches new sales milestone, The Last of Us TV series premiere date announced, the next teaser for Kojima's upcoming game, and more. Let's get into it. Let's start with news from Sony's financial report. PlayStation Plus lost users after a new service launched. Sony's financial results for Q2 fiscal year 22 have revealed the service has lost almost 2 million users since the service changed in June. Total users in the previous quarter were 47.3 million, and by the end of September that number sits at 45.4 million. This was also accompanied by a decline in PSN monthly active users from 104 million last year, or 103 million in the previous quarter, to 102 million this quarter, the lowest since Sony started reporting the number in 2020. CFO Hiroki Totoki explained the change was due to people going to more outdoor activities and declining third-party and PS4 sales, but expect to recover in the next quarter with games such as Modern Warfare 2 and God of War Ragnarok. Sony further added that PS Plus engagement decline was greater than they expected, but PS5 remains at a significantly higher level than PS4. They also didn't make aggressive promotions for the service. Not all is bad news, as the revenue for the content division rose by 10% from around 718 million to 786, which means despite losing subscribers, the one remaining are paying more for Plus, likely moving to Extra or Premium. In terms of games, PS Plus has been good since the revamp, with essential games such as Crash Bandicoot 4, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Neo 2. Extra continues to be a great deal with the number of games you get, but Premium has been the most criticized with the slow Classics rollout. They need to fix that, otherwise people will leave the higher tiers. More on Sony's financial results. PS5 reaches 25 million units shipped. The PS5 has been improving in terms of sales, but according to Sony's results, they sold 3.3 million units from July to September, bringing it to 5.7 million for the first half of their fiscal year. 3.3 million is exactly the same amount of units they shipped in Q2 last year, and 37% more than the previous quarter. The PS5 has now sold 25 million units since launching almost 2 years ago. In regards to their target of 80 million PS5s by March 2023, they still believe they can reach it. Sony's Game and Network Services division went up 12% to 4.88 billion compared to last year, but the profit fell by 49% to 284.6 million. That loss was attributed to development cost increase, acquisitions like Bungie, and foreign exchange rates, while the earnings were attributed in part to the PS5 price increase. Their full year forecast is now down 12% due to lower sales on third-party games, with software sales sitting at 62.5 million units, which are up from Q1's 47.2 million but lower than last year's 76.4 million. Digital continues to be a large driver but only increased by 1% from 62% last year. While people may be focusing on other activities in comparison to when we were in a pandemic, we also have to consider the recession effects will last longer. We'll see how they do in this Q3 when they have stronger launches like God of War Ragnarok and the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. What do you think about Sony's latest financial results? Share your thoughts in the comments. God of War 2018 reaches new sales milestone. On the eve of Ragnarok's launch on PS4 and PS5, Sony has announced as part of their quarterly report that the original God of War has reached 23 million units sold worldwide across PS4, PS5 and PC. The previous sales report was in August 2021 when the game had 19.5 million units sold, which means an 18% increase since then, and with the PC version having launched in January this year. For comparison, the original Spider-Man and Miles Morales combined sold over 33 million copies as of May 2022, Horizon Zero Dawn over 10 million as of February 2019, and The Last of Us Part 2 also reached 10 million as of June this year. Sony said in the report they expect God of War Ragnarok to reach a similar performance after it launches next week, since it launches on both PS4 and PS5 with a total user base of about 140 million. In related news, God of War Ragnarok preload is now available. If you are getting God of War Ragnarok digital, you can start downloading the game now on PS4 and PS5, so you can play as it unlocks on November 9. File size is around 107 GB on PS4 and 84 GB on PS5. Sony released a new and very funny ad with John Travolta, LeBron James, and Ben Stiller titled All Parents Can Relate as they share a God of War therapy session. Plus a video with the design team talking about the influences in design for the environments, characters, and enemies. You can check both in the description. Only a little over a week before the game's launch, how much do you think it will score in reviews? Share your thoughts in the comments or be on the lookout for the next community poll. Sackboy achieves lowest PlayStation PC sales. Last week we saw another Sony release on PC, this time for Sackboy: A Big Adventure, but it seems sales were not that good, only reaching a 610 player count on Steam. This is just after Uncharted had the record for the lowest peak count with around 11,000 users the week prior. For comparison, the best launch weekend was for God of War with 73,000 users, followed by Spider-Man with 66,000, Horizon with 56, and Days Gone with 27. Sackboy is not as popular as the others, but it certainly didn't help Sony barely marketed the game, announcing it out of thin air a couple weeks ago. Still, their PC push continues, and next is Miles Morales on November 18, which should do around the Spider-Man or God of War numbers. A Returnal PC port is also rumored, which should be announced at some point. Are you currently playing Sony games on PC? Which one are you looking forward to? Share with us in the comments. The Last of Us TV series premiere date announced. After the most recent trailer, we're eagerly awaiting HBO's The Last of Us TV series, and now we have the premiere date. Naughty Dog announced on Twitter that the premiere date for the show is January 15, 2023, with an official poster showing Joel and Ellie. This is a day after, in very Last of Us fashion, it got leaked via the description for the sneak peek video in the HBO Max app and website, plus a leak from Sky in the UK that indicated January 16, but it was around the same time due to the time zone difference. So now we start counting down the days. I'm hyped for this series. Are you hyped? Tell us in the comments. In related news, Naughty Dog also announced the Last of Us tabletop game called The Last of Us Escape the Dark. It's a co-op board game where up to 5 players can take control of Joel, Ellie, Tess, Bill, Tommy or Marlene as you explore open world locations based on the game while trying to survive against human and infected enemies. It will go live on Kickstarter this November 8th from Themeborn. The next teaser for Kojima's upcoming game. Famous creator Hideo Kojima continues to promote his upcoming game, solving and revealing a new teaser. After Elfanning, it's now revealed the Where Am I tease corresponds to Shiori Kotsuna, who worked as Yukio on Deadpool 2, just like fans guessed as soon as it was revealed. Then on the Kojima Productions website, a new teaser flickers on top of Kotsuna's face, showing How Come. This one, however, doesn't have a silhouette like the previous two. We still don't know what it is, but it's very likely to be Death Stranding 2, and it will probably be revealed at the Game Awards this December. What do you think Kojima will reveal next? Let us know in the comments. Modern Warfare 2 sets a new sales record. Activision announced on Monday that this year's Call of Duty title has reached $800 million in its first weekend, breaking the 5-day record set by Modern Warfare 3 in 2011. Modern Warfare 2 is also the highest grossing entertainment opening of the year, beating box office movies such as Top Gun and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Plus, we already know it set sales records for the PlayStation Store. In terms of engagement, it has also broken records for unique players and hours played for a Call of Duty title. A round of quickfire game news. First, a quick reminder that the new Essential games for November are now out: Nioh 2 for PS4 and Nioh 2 Remastered for PS5, Lego Harry Potter for PS4, and Heavenly Bodies for PS4 and PS5. You can claim them until December 5th. For Extra Deluxe and Premium users, we should get the announcement next week, but there's some bad news as the whole Mafia trilogy, Ride 4, and MXGP 2021 will all leave on November 15. It sucks Sony still not announcing when games leave, and now that people found out they leave in less than 2 weeks. Insomniac seems to still have interest in the Fuse IP, the multiplayer game they worked on alongside EA for PS3 and Xbox 360 back in May 2013. A Reddit user has found that Insomniac has registered a copyright application in the US during last month. It's hard to tell if it's legit, and this usually means they just protect the IP so that other people can use it. In any case, they may want to go back, but considering they have their hands full with Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, is a long shot. Elden Ring got the 1.07 update last month, and users have already data mined it, finding some hints at upcoming DLC. The data mine reveals new cosmetic options, weapon categories, legacy dungeon related maps, new NPCs, and up to 30 bosses, although the Reddit user explained in reality it could be around 10 to 15. Whatever From Software and Bandai Namco are up to, we'll likely know by Game Awards time. Now we have a few release updates. Return to Monkey Island, the sequel to the famous Adventure series, is launching this November 8 on PS5. There's no mention of a PS4 version. EA has announced the FIFA World Cup mode is arriving on November 9 for FIFA 23, letting you play different modes themed as part of the tournament. Epic is adding Star Wars characters to Fortnite this week with new skins and items. You can get Han Solo, Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia until November 9. And Dreams is developing Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord for PlayStation VR 2, letting you hunt ghosts in San Francisco. It launches in 2023. Atomic Heart, a first-person shooter set in an alternate 1950s where robotics and advanced technology were developed during World War II, very similar to Bioshock, will launch on PS4 and PS5 on February 21st, 2023. You can check the trailer in the description below. And those are our PlayStation stories for today. Are you still a PlayStation Plus user? Which tier are you on? And what do you think Kojima is up to? Share your thoughts on any of the news below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hyper Games, and let's get hyped!